Hello, everyone. My name is Cole Dusky from CreatorSyncAI, where we specialize in creating AIs for content creators and small businesses. Make sure to check out our company AI here, where you can learn more about us down in the description below. But today, we're actually going to help you create an AI for school, which will pretty much be the ultimate weapon for you guys in class and help you get all your homeworks done, study for tests, all the different things. So let's get into it. But first, I just want to say that some things you will need are ChatGPT Pro, which is only $20 a month. If you have things like Chegg or other softwares that help with homework, I would just completely get rid of those because they're definitely not as useful as this. And ChatGPT can be used for tons of different things, as well as personal things as well. So use ChatGPT, get rid of those other things. And then below, I've linked a download to the instructions that you can use in your custom AI, as well as a short steps for this guide that you guys can download. So you can follow it anytime you want to create one and use this for class. So let's get right into it. So before we actually do anything with ChatGPT or the custom AI, we're going to want to go into our school interface. So here I have my Canvas, and this is where I view all of my classes, different things like that. This is where I get my assignments. I'm sure Canvas is used at a lot of different schools, but they're all very similar. So I'm going to pick any class that I want. Today, I'm actually going to use my econ class. It's more of a straightforward class, a little simpler. So I'm going to use that today for the example. But just a couple notes is that these AIs are very useful for things like stats classes, tax classes, accounting, because those things can be done in a wide variety of ways. But maybe your professor wants you to do Excels a certain way, or it wants you to build things a certain way. This is where it can get very specific, and it can pull information specifically that your teacher has given you. So it's not just giving you misinformation off the internet, or you have a problem and it's giving you the right answer, but doing it a totally different way. This is going to help you to not only learn the material, but get those answers and kind of help you through the homework and help you so it can prepare you for the exams and however the teacher wants you to have it done. So we'll hop right into my econ class here. So for my econ class, this is what Canvas looks like. I'm sure it's very for a lot of people. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into our class. Any documents or information that our teacher has provided us that we are allowed to download, we're going to download those. And this would include anything like articles, supplementary information, slideshows, extra questions, different things that anything a teacher puts out there that he wants us to go over, review, and understand. We are going to download that and kind of build that knowledge. So this teacher has provided slideshows for us that he wants us to go over. Maybe he reads some in class and then he leaves the rest for us, different things like that. So I'm going to go over here to the file section, and then I'm going to go in there and download all his presentations and slideshows, and then I will get back with you guys. Okay, so I went in and I downloaded all the presentations and extra little files that he would want us to be aware of. And pretty much you can add anything, even like the syllabus in there, different things like that. As well as when you're creating these AIs, you can create all-in-one for maybe a whole semester, which has all your class information from all your different classes and their syllabuses and schedules, or you can create one for just a certain class. I would recommend the per class one just because I think it gives it more of a specific information and kind of keeps things organized, but you can do it either way you want. But to create our own AI, we're going to go here and we're going to click Explore in the custom GPTs here, and then we're going to the top right corner and we're going to click Create. So now it's going to bring us to this configure page, and this is where we're kind of going to build that tool that we want for this class. So we will name this one Econ Fall 2025. And then things like the description, you can either leave because it's just for you, or you can put something in there. So we'll just say help for econ. And then instructions, like I said, I will link those down below. There will be base instructions you can put into any GPTs in schools to kind of help the GPT understand its goals, what it's supposed to do. For this case, they're not super important, but they can be very useful in training your GPT. So now looking at the bottom left, we have web search, Canvas, image generation, and code interpreter analysis. Depending on what class it is, maybe you want it to supplement some of your information with the web. Maybe you don't. Maybe some higher level classes that are doing some, stats or different math classes, you might need some of the internet because your teacher doesn't provide everything in their files. Different things like that. But for this instance, we're going to turn web search off. Image generation doesn't really matter unless you feel like you may need that. We can leave it on for now. And then the key here is we're going to go to this knowledge here and we're going to click upload files. So now I'm looking to upload my files, and I have all my PowerPoints here that chapters 1 through 10 that he provided us. And one thing I'd like to do is that with PowerPoints, you will have to go into your PowerPoint once downloaded, open it up, and export the PowerPoint as a PDF. These custom AIs, they do not like PowerPoints as much, just for readability. So it's a lot easier to go in, export them as PDFs. I'm starting in the middle of the semester, so I had to do chapters 1 through 10. Probably only took me an extra 5 or 10 minutes. But what I would suggest is as your teacher provides information, just keep building this model as you go, so you don't have to do it all at once. But that is a small note, is make sure you turn your PowerPoints into PDFs. And anything you can turn into PDF is usually the best form. But even Word documents, things like that, are also useful. And Excels as well, you can use those. So yeah, but I have chosen to use mine as all PDFs, and these PowerPoints that'll give it the best readability. We're just going to click open and crawl those into our knowledge base. Okay, so it's added all those, and like I said, you can add instructions, which I'll leave down below, or you can add a logo, make it fancy, anything like that. But for today's base example, this is pretty much the setup you're going to want. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, and we're just going to go up here and we're going to click Create. You can use anyone with a link if you want to use this with a classmate, if they want to use the tool. Only the person creating the GPT needs Pro, but anyone that doesn't have Pro can use this link. But I would recommend keeping it private to you, just for privacy reasons, putting any of this information out there. It's best to leave it as only you, and that's what I would recommend. So yeah, we'll hit save, create that GPT, only I can use it. And it's pretty straightforward. Anything that those slides know or you should know, it has it right here. So you could simply ask it, create me 20 flashcards for chapters 1 and 2. And then it's going to do that. And here you go. It created those flashcards for you to know. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. It's nothing too fancy, but this can save you a lot of time either getting information that you don't want off of line, misinformation, or making things too fancy. Chat's just going to know what you should know and kind of give you that information from what your professor has provided. Now, like I said, this information is pretty straightforward. It's kind of just definitions of terms, but things like, stats classes, like I said, tax, if there's a way a certain professor wants you to do things, or you don't want the tax class pulling percentages and different deductions off of the internet, if your teacher has given you that information available to you to download or to use for homework assignments, put it into here, help it guide you through your homework using the information your professor has given you. So not things pulled off the internet. This is just a very low or simple way of doing it. But yeah, if you guys have questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. Also, if you guys want to check this out for yourselves, I left the guide down below and the instructions. You can put it in yours to make it just run a little bit smoother. And yeah, I hope this is useful for you guys. Get ChatGPT Pro. It's way more useful than any of the chegs or any of that stuff. This is going to pull right from that. And I hope this helps you guys with your homeworks and elevates you guys as students. So thank you, and I will see you guys in the next video.